This week, I had planned to focus on simplifying my expenses. Well, that didn't happen. This week, my thought was, I'm going to start working on simplifying my expenses by looking at some of those little expenses that you forget about. Apps you had signed up for, streaming services, subscriptions, things you only pay for once a year or biannually, or something that you just simply forget that you have until it comes up. And I wanted to look at them and see, well, what can I get rid of? What do I no longer need? Or can I change to maybe something a little bit cheaper? None of that happened. It all went out the window because one day earlier in the week, as I was walking through my house, I walked past my air handler and the carpet was wet. Not a good sign. I immediately thought that it needed to be cleaned out. The pipes need to be cleaned out. So I called a AC company and they couldn't come out for 3 weeks because they're too busy doing new construction installs. So I contacted someone very dear to me who is a wonderful resource, and he knew a person that was able to come out the same day. So that was helpful. But unfortunately, that person said, no, your drain line is clean. It's the coil. So immediately I started seeing dollar signs, as you can imagine. And he did tell me that part to replace the coil is very expensive. And my heart skipped a beat. And he said, do you have a warranty on the part? Because my unit's 7 years old. And I said, I don't know. And my heart skipped 2 more beats. Because he said, if you don't have a warranty, you might as well just get a whole new system. So that kind of threw me into a bit of a tailspin, as you can imagine. And fortunately, I pulled out paperwork and discovered that the coil was under warranty. So that was a really good thing. So I was able to get a part, which is very expensive, replaced for free. All I was going to have to do was pay for the labor. And also the Freon. My unit had lost all of the Freon, was freezing up, which is why it was wet. Long story short, it was a lot of money that I was not planning on having to spend. Had to wait just a couple days to get the part in, and then he was able to come and get it installed. He did a fantastic job. I'm very happy with the results. But it was a lot of money that I had not expected to have to spend this week. And it kind of throws you off, takes the wind out of your sails when I had just had all of this excitement about starting this new goal and starting this channel to share it all with all of you. And I thought, gosh, how and why did this happen? But you know what? Things will always happen. Things will always happen. It's not a matter of if, it's just when. And that is why being prepared is the best thing. Fortunately, I do have a bit of an emergency fund, and that's what I was able to use to pay for this, so it doesn't throw me completely out of whack. It's really important to have an emergency fund. Years ago, I didn't have that. And I have had it now for quite a few years, and it has saved me more than once. So that is really important. But of course, now I feel like, okay, I took care of that emergency and I was able to do that, and I'm very happy about that. But now I need to replenish that much into my emergency fund so I keep that emergency fund up. Because again, like I mentioned, it's not a matter of if, it's when the next one will happen, as things always do happen. And repairs are a big one. Maintenance is a big one. So that, like I said, that kind of threw me a bit. But I am going to get back on track. So now I have two new things I'm looking at. One, building back up that emergency fund. So I have to start working on that. But the other is to start simplifying my finances. So I have to get back on track this next week with that. And as I mentioned, I know that I have things that I have forgotten about or perhaps signed up for, because this has happened to me in the past. You sign up for something and maybe it's something you want to donate to or just do one time. But in the process of signing up, somehow it is set to the following year pull money from your account again. So I have to kind of look through all of those things because all of those little bits of money that are going, that's that slippery money that goes away. And it may just be $10 here or $6 a month for an app. But you start adding all those little things up, sooner or later you can pay for an emergency when it happens. And so that's my goal. And that is what is going on in my life right now. It's the next leaf on my tree of life. What is yours? I hope that you are starting on a journey yourself of some sort of what the next leaf is on your tree of life. If you enjoy this type of content, thank you for watching today. Please give me a thumbs up and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you all next week. Bye-bye.